Have you ever discovered your drill instructor's weakness and immediately regretted knowing it? I found out when I caught Drill Sergeant Blake crying in the supply closet at 2 a.m. during my third week at Fort Benning. Blake was this absolute monster of a man, 6'4", built like a truck, voice that could shatter windows. For 3 weeks, he'd made our lives complete hell. Push-ups until we puked, screaming matches that left grown men in tears, the whole nightmare experience. This guy seemed bulletproof. Nothing fazed him. Rain, heat, exhaustion, he just powered through everything like some kind of machine. We were convinced he didn't even sleep, just stood in his office all night planning new ways to torture us. That Tuesday night, I got sick from something in the chow hall. Food poisoning hit hard around 1 a.m. Stumbling to the bathroom, trying not to wake anyone when I heard this weird sound coming from the supply room. At first I thought maybe someone was in there stealing snacks or contraband. We'd all heard rumors about midnight raids. But as I got closer, I realized what I was hearing. Someone was crying. Not just tearing up, but full on sobbing. The door was cracked open just enough to see inside. There was Blake, this terrifying giant of a man sitting on a crate of MREs with his head in his hands, shoulders shaking. He was holding his phone, staring at what looked like a photo. Even in the dim light, I could see tears streaming down his face. This was the same guy who'd screamed at me for 6 hours straight because my boots weren't shiny enough. I froze. Part of me wanted to back away and pretend I never saw anything, but I was curious. What could possibly make this iron-hard drill sergeant break down like this? He was whispering to the phone screen. "I'm sorry, baby girl. Daddy's trying to get home. I promise I'll make it to your birthday next month. Please don't be mad at Daddy." My stomach dropped. I realized he was talking to a photo of his daughter, some little girl who was having a birthday that he was going to miss because of this training cycle. Blake wiped his eyes, took a deep breath, and started to compose himself. That's when I made the worst decision possible. I stepped on a loose floorboard trying to back away quietly. The sound echoed through the hallway like a gunshot. Blake's head snapped up instantly. His eyes met mine through that crack in the door. For about 3 seconds, we just stared at each other in complete horror. Then his expression changed. Not to anger, which would have been easier to handle, to pure shame. This tough-as-nails drill sergeant looked absolutely mortified that someone had seen him vulnerable. Neither of us said a word. I turned around and walked back to my bunk as quietly as possible. Spent the rest of the night lying there, wishing I could erase what I'd witnessed. The next morning at formation, Blake was back to his usual self, screaming, intimidating, making our lives miserable. But every time he yelled at me, all I could see was that broken man crying over his daughter's photo. It made everything worse, not better. Before, I could hate him purely. Now I understood he was just human, dealing with his own pain while trying to do his job. The knowledge felt like carrying around a secret that was too heavy. 3 weeks later, during our final field exercise, Blake pulled me aside. "That night in the supply room," he said quietly, "we never talk about that. Ever. Understood?" "Yes, drill sergeant." He paused, looking uncomfortable. "My daughter Emma turned 6 last week. Had to miss her party because of you knuckleheads, but she sent me this." He showed me a crayon drawing of a soldier, stick figure in green uniform with "My Hero Daddy" written in purple crayon across the top. "She still thinks I'm tough," he said, folding the paper carefully. "Let's keep it that way." Blake retired 2 years later. Last I heard, he moved back home and never missed another one of Emma's birthdays.